The daughter of Amaterasu, also known as the husband killer. Her lore, a stretch over as 900 years, has etched her way through the Grail's history. My name is Misaki, and I bring you the lore of Tamamo no Mae. Known as being a devoted Miko, which is a Japanese Shinto priestess, Misaki was a person who devoted herself to helping people and was known as a sweetheart among the people of her village and in the court. At the age of 18 years old, Misaki served in an imperial court and later came to work for retired Emperor Toba. Misaki had taken upon the name Tamamo no Mae once she had married and became the lady of the court. It has been said that she was favored by the retired emperor due to her beautiful looks and extensive knowledge. While married to her beloved husband, she kept something away from his knowledge, that she was not truly human, but a kitsune. Once her husband had passed, Tamamo's identity was exposed, and in the end she was chased away from the imperial court. Being chased down by the people she had helped in the court, she had no choice but to enter a battle on claims of killing her husband. After having a major decisive battle with the humans in the field of Nasu, Tamamo allowed herself to be slain. Now onto the lore of Tamamo no Mae. Don't allow this cutie to fool you. She is, in fact, a neutral evil servant. She seems to be a good wife to those whoever she falls in love for. Now onto the real legend of Tamamo no Mae is a bit of a long story since her lore is split down into 3 countries: China, India, and Japan. Tamamo no Mae was born 3,500 years ago in China. Her youth is shrouded in mystery, but she had eventually become a powerful sorceress. After surviving through 900 more years, she transformed into a white-faced and golden-furred 9-tailed fox, also known as a kitsune. Being a master of manipulation, Tamamo used her charms to advance her standings and influence of power. During the Shang Dynasty, Tamamo no Mae was known as Daji. She disguised herself as a beautiful woman and then became the favorite concubine of King Zhao of Shang. Daiji held orgies in the palace gardens, as well as developing a love for inventing new ways of torture. Watching them flourish, Daiji eventually brought the fall of the entire Shang Dynasty and managed to flee from her execution and fled to the Magadha Kingdom in India in 1046 BC. At Magadha, Tamamo developed a new identity as well as a new name for herself, calling herself Lady Kiao, and became the consort of King Kawasamabada. She used her beauty and charms to rule over the king, causing him to devour children, murder priests, and commit other unimaginable horrors. It was not long after she couldn't have any more children to devour, and her husband turning into a Buddhist monk, Lady Kiao fled back to China. During the Zhao Dynasty, Tamamo once more changed herself and her name to Bao Si, and was also known as the most desirable woman in China. 779 BC, Bao Si became the concubine of King Yao. Seeing that she did not feel satisfied just being his concubine, Bao Si done what she had done best, as she manipulated the king into disposing his wife, Queen Xin, and making Bao Si his new queen. As she was beautiful, King Yao was saddened to see that his new queen rarely showed a smirk. Trying to make his wife smile, King Yao committed evil acts that would wound up having all of his nobles abandon and betray him. Eventually, King Yao was killed, and Bao Si captured, and the Western Zhao dynasty was brought to an end in 771 BC. Once again, Bao Si escaped from execution and fled hiding for many more years. In 700 BC, Tamamo once appeared in the Tang dynasty, taking on the form of a 16-year-old Japanese girl named Wakamo. She tricked the leaders of the 10th Japanese envoy to the Tang dynasty, Kibi no Mikabi, Abe no Nakamura, and Ganjin, as they were preparing to return home to Japan to join their crew and take herself back to the voyage to Japan, where she would once more hide, this time for over 300 years. In 1090 AD, Tamamo came out of her hiding and making herself into a human baby and hid by the side of the road. A married couple found her and rescued her, taking her in as their daughter and naming her Mikazume. Mikazume was shown that to be extremely intelligent and talented young girl, adding that she was very beautiful, that she attracted the attention of everyone around her. At the age of 7, Mikozume recited poetry before the emperor. His Imperial Majesty immediately took a liking to her and employed her as a servant in his court. Mikozume excelled at courts. There was no question she could not answer, whether about music, history, astronomy, religion, or Chinese classics. Her clothes were always clean and unwrinkled. She always smelled pleasant. Mikozume had the most beautiful face of all Japan, and everyone who saw her loved her. During the summer of the 18th century, a Polian instrument recital was held in Mikozume's honor. During the recital, an unexpected storm fell upon the palace. All of the candles in the recital room were snuffed, leaving the participants in the dark. Suddenly, a bright light illuminated Mikozume's body, illuminating the room. Everyone at the court was so impressed by her genius and declared that she must have had an exceedingly good and holy previous life. She was then given the name Tamamo no Mei. Emperor Toba, already exceeding fond of her, made her his wife. Almost immediately after she became the emperor's new consort, the emperor fell deathly ill. Now the court physicians could determine the cause, and so the Amyo Abe no Yasunari was called. Yasunari read the emperor's divine that he was marked by a bad omen. After that, the highest priests and monks were summoned to the palace to pray for the emperor's health. The best prayers of the highest priests had no effect. However, the emperor continued to grow worse. Abe no Yasunari was summoned again to read the emperor's fortune. This time, to his horror, the Amyo discovered that the emperor's beloved Tamamo no Mei was the cause of his illness. She was a kitsune in disguise and was shortening the emperor's lifespan in order to take over the ruler of Japan. Emperor Tabo was reluctant to believe the diviner's words, but agreed to test Tamamo no Mei just to be sure. To save the emperor's life, Yasunari prepared the Taizen no Fukan no Sai, the most secret and most powerful spell known in Amenyondo. Tamamo no Mei was ordered to perform part of the ritual. They reasoned that evil spirit would not be able to participate in such a holy ritual. Although she was reluctant to participate, the emperor's ministers persuaded her. They told her that to increase her standing and admiration amongst the court. She had no choice but to accept. When the ritual was performed, Tamamo no Mei dressed more beautifully than normal. She recited the holy words as expected and played her part extremely well. But just as she prepared to wave the ceremonial staff, she vanished. Abe no Yasunari's divination was confirmed. The court flew into an uproar. Soon after, the word arrived that the woman and children were disappearing in Nasuno. The court sorcerers determined that Tamamo no Mei was the cause, and decided she must be destroyed once and for all. The emperor summoned the best warriors of all Japan and made Kazuno Sonosuke and Mirano Sosuke leaders of the group in order to find Tamamo no Mei. The warriors gladly accept the honor. They purified themselves and set out with an army of 80,000 men to slay the nine-tailed fox. Upon reaching Nasuno, the army quickly found her. The warriors chased Tamamo for days, but Tamamo used her magical powers and outbested the warriors time and time again, easily escaping. The army grew weary and frustration began to set in. It seemed that nothing they had done was working. However, Kazuno Sonosuke and Moreno Susuke would not accept the shame of defeat and vowed to press on. They practiced harder, honoring their tactics, and eventually picked up Kitsune's trail. One night, Moreno Susuke had a horrific dream. A beautiful young girl appeared before him, crying as she begged, "Tomorrow, I will lose my life to you. Please save me!" Murano Susuke admittedly refused. Surely enough, the next day they caught her. Murano Susuke fired 2 arrows, one through the fox's flank and one through its neck. Kazuno Sonosuke swung his blade. It was over, just as the dream had said. Tamamo no Mei's evil did not end with her death. Her lover and former Emperor Toba died. A succession of crises ignited between the forces of loyal Emperor Go Shirakawa and the forces loyal to the former Emperor Sotoku. This crisis started the Fujiwara-Minamoto rivalry and that led into the Genpei War, the end of the Heian period, and the rise of the first shoguns. As if it was not enough, Tamamo no Mei's spirit haunted a massive boulder which killed every living thing that touched it. Well, this is the second video, 13 Days of Halloween. Man, Tamamo, you seem so beautiful. Whoever knew such evil can reside such a beautiful fox. With that, this is Misaki logging out!
Thank you for watching the video, Senpai. If you liked it, please leave a like or a comment. Subscribe if you want to see more. And make sure you ring the bell to be notified when we upload another video. Thank you again for watching Chaldea Gurus. Good luck and play hard, Senpai!